Well, here we are, the director's cut.
Okay. So
we're doing it, baby.
This is it.
This is it.
Indeed. I'm actually doing it, mate.
I wanted to share in this video a bit more of a lengthy.
I'm actually gonna shave my head.
Yeah, a director's
right
cut of the time that I shaved off this balding hair after 1.5 years of growth. I want to explain a bit. I mean, what is this? This, for a bit of behind the scenes, guys, is the thumbnail capture. Okay, unfortunately, the way YouTube works, if you've got a message to share like I have, and you want people to see it, you need to put up an enticing picture, enticing enough for people to click on. And put simply, what I was trying to do here was essentially recreate a thumbnail that had worked really well on the channel before in the video that has become the top transformation. And I thought, you know what, it worked there. I really want a lot of people to see this so they can sort of get involved with what we're doing here at Baldcafe. And so this is what you can see. I'm just trying this comb over to recreate the thumbnail, and here we have the magical reveal of what's going on, the Bobo the clown. And look, as I'm doing these thumbnail captures, let me just explain a little bit. That comb over attempt with 1.5 years, more than actually, a little bit over, of balding hair growth, I mean, that's what is achievable. I was pretty gobsmacked at just what was required to actually try to make this comb over look half decent. You know, I'd seen online a few really good attempts, like unreal, like gobsmacking comb overs, and I just couldn't do it. Like, it literally took me 20 minutes to do that, which is pretty horrific, and not quite as horrific as what you're seeing on screen now. But by the way, I don't want to, you know, spoil the little surprise, which is why you can't really see me properly. These are the clippers we're going to use, but you listen, I'll reveal once I reveal. So this is me getting everything set up.
The brush is ready to put the hair in the bin.
I went away to an Airbnb to do this. I wanted just to be not disturbed, a nice little bathroom with good light, and these are the clippers, like I said, that I'm using.
Recording.
Loads of cameras on the go because I was scared that, you know, I was going to not record, as you can see there. So I'm doing all these final checks.
Okay, we're recording. I'm so nervous. Oh my goodness me.
And I was genuinely nervous, for real.
The clippers are here. Okay, the clippers are here. I'm going to plug them in and let's just go.
Let's just go indeed.
Here we are then. I'm just going to speak my mind, whatever's happening in this moment. Whatever's happening in this moment.
Now, something I want to touch on here as I open up these clippers, just the basic Home Pro from Wall. Really rate them, by the way. Full review video probably will come soon. But I was actually recording for 2 different reasons, okay? Obviously, I really wanted to share this on the channel.
The guards for the clippers, won't be needing those.
No, we won't
for
need
now.
the guards.
Here are the clippers.
But I was also recording for a course that I've been working on for, I mean, essentially the last 5 years.
Little pair of scissors.
Since
so
I
I could chop all the hair off first, right? But I don't feel like that's going to be as fun. Oh, nice.
Doing this in one take, by the way.
Very nice.
I was really impressed with these clippers. But yeah, I'm recording for 2 reasons, guys. One of them is this video that I wanted to share on YouTube, of course.
The guard off.
And another reason is because I've been producing a course. It's
All
live now. It's down in the
Pro
description.
Basic, on off. No need to charge because we've got the cord here.
And I think
I've just got a classic. Here it is.
That's
Here's
what I'm
the
doing here,
clipper.
just addressing the other camera.
Classic.
So yeah, it was difficult to do in that sense because I was like,
clipper number.
you know, essentially
nice
trying
cord.
to address 2 different audiences. But I was actually genuinely
Nice and
impressed
light.
by these clippers. And I'm just going to like try and do the 3rd piece of my thumbnail puzzle here, which is what you're seeing there. You know, I wish it wasn't this way, but it just is. You just need to give people a reason to click. Otherwise, your message just doesn't get out to people, right? It's just the way it works. So that's why I'm doing that. But
Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
and I was nervous, like a year and a half of growing out this long hair. Like, you get so used to it. And I'm kind of going through my head of like, right, is this the right time for me to do this? Because I was thinking about all different projects, you know, that I want to work on.
Use the
And I'm just stalling here,
in
basically.
the camera
right?
here because
Checking the cameras, checking the mirrors. Really, I'm just stalling to make
the
sure I
mirror's
feel
too
sure.
short.
But I knew I had to do it, and I was ready.
Oh, listen, I just... Hang on a minute.
Here, what you're seeing here, though, is it's all kind of coming home at this moment, like genuinely.
And I do want to say
And
something.
yeah, I did want to say this.
I'm doing this. Finally, I can share my story. No, not even. Finally, I can share my own transformation on this YouTube channel in a way. You know, it's not the first time for me, but I wanted to do this, to dedicate this to all the men that have come onto this channel, shared something that has been such a trial, tribulation, you know, such a hang up, such an insecurity for them, and they've come on the channel, shared that massive moment in their lives for themselves on this channel for the benefit of other men. And I'm dedicating this, you know, this moment here, this head shave, this documentation to those guys. Thank you, like, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to all of those guys.
Really mean that.
And here is to all the future guys who will take this step and end that hair loss insecurity once and for all. They will end it. Get off the train. They get on with their lives. They move on to better things. They get out in the world, recognize that they can totally handle this. They can totally handle this hair loss.
What it's about.
Okay? This is a big step. It's such a change. It's the shock and awe method that you need to get you out of that funk, get you back into the world, living your life. Here's to all the men that are going to go and do that in the future. Here's to those guys. Let's do it.
Right, so I'm thinking about
I
how
want to dedicate this moment to you in a way. If
and here I am just talking
like
to the other camera,
this
which,
is
you
what
know,
this has been leading
like
up
I
to
mentioned,
for
this
you.
guide that I've been
Let's
working
not
on
downplay
essentially
this
for the
moment,
last 5
okay?
years, you
This
know,
right
my
here.
journey, but also, you know, it's been really a year of putting it together, but it's been 5 years of learning what truly works. So here's a last little bit of stalling, and genuinely, like, this was a huge moment for me.
Shit, am I doing this?
Because I just felt, to be honest, I felt emotional, not in the sense of like, oh, of the hair. It was not about that. That wasn't the strong emotion.
Come from this.
I'm talking myself
Think
into
of all the good with this change, with this step, with this switching it up. I don't know how many times I want to. Oh my god, this is such a epic moment for me, my life. Baldcafe. I cannot downplay this. How awesome this is. This is life changing, and life changing for me even on so many different levels. I almost want it to last a long time in some sort of sadistic way. This has been so long. I'm looking in the mirror here.
It's a huge part of like my life's work for the last
The flow in the back.
5+ years, like genuinely. That's why this was big for me.
I want another mirror.
Right, so I'm just stalling to go and grab another mirror, trying to get things perfect. Of course you can't, but the cameras are set up, everything was set up, ready to go. And yeah, I just want to touch on that, this emotion that I was feeling, not just because it's everything, right? This was something that I knew, you know, a year and a half when we started to share these live transformations here at Baldcafe. I was like, oh, I wish I could share my own. And finally I was doing that. And then so I was feeling sort of strong emotions because of that.
Oh, just do it,
but also
Harry. Do
thinking
it
back
already, man.
to all the guys that have come to share
Just
this
do it.
moment. And also all
It's
the
not gonna be
guys who
pretty.
come to the channel to help them get over this huge roadblock. So yeah, it was just epic. And eventually, you know, I thought, like, that's it now. You've prepared as much as you can. Just get on with it. And it was like, again, I started cutting and I'm like, well, there's no going back now. Like, genuinely, I heard people say that, and that is what it felt like for me here. And I was really shocked at what this hair was looking like when it was off of my head.
No.
And it was like, oh, it's actually done now,
It's
so...
weird looking at it like that.
This is actually the longest hair I've ever had in my life as well. Genuinely the longest I had ever had my hair. So I think that kind of played into it as well, why it was a little bit shocking to me.
Already coming in with a bit of Ragnar or something.
Yeah, I thought, to be fair, look, you just get the other side like that.
What is this?
A proper little hippie look.
No!
You can already see there was a little splash, a little sort of, you know, you could already see essentially what it was going to look like when the whole thing was shaved. Absolutely nothing coming off on the top there. The clippers making pure light work of that top was unreal. Just how thin that is, but you know, it's all good. Very different to the first time I shaved it. I had way more hair than I have here. And yeah, I didn't have a plan for this. I didn't really have a plan about how I was going to shave it off.
What is this? What is this?
But I was pretty shocked, yeah. I was like, what am I? I think it was like, when I'm saying what is this, I mean like, what am I doing? Like, how have I got here? And now it's the roosters coming home to roost, or whatever the hell they say.
This is so... I think it's because it's such a drastic change.
Yeah, I'd gotten used to seeing myself with this hair. It's a long time, a year and a half.
Look at this.
Of not looking like this. It was fun though. Now, kind of after that, to be honest, I'm starting to enjoy it now. It felt good. Like, the momentum was with me at this point. Now I had the idea, hey, why don't we try a cheeky skullet? Now, there were comments and stuff in the main video, people being like, oh, you should have kept it, stuff like that. You know what? I kind of agree with you. Like, this is a genuine
Why is that so quick?
I honestly think, there you go, look, that's pretty much how it's going to look now, so I may as well come on camera here. But there's the skullet. Honestly, if I'd done a bit of more of a tidy job, I swear that is a legitimate haircut. You can imagine seeing that at a rugby sevens tournament or something like that, right? Rocking the pony. Yes. But imagine if that was done professionally. Like, I swear that is a legitimate look. That obviously you're not walking into the boardroom or the corporate club like that. But then they just passion took over here, guys. The air guitar was out, and suddenly
Happy birthday, your 16.
Apologies for getting the word wrong.
There's still, you can still enjoy hair. Even if you've lost it, lads, you can get one of these on the go.
We should make this a real thing, the skullet.
What's another good song? That is wild, isn't it?
See that pulling, you know, some Nordics, some Germanic people out there. Maybe I don't know why it's giving me that vibe, but it's definitely
What's another good song I can sing? Oh yes, mate. Assess the
a slight Bill Bailey look on the go there,
mate,
right?
Do you know what I mean? No. If you ever think, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what you're talking about? I just rock this epic.
I can imagine going out like that. I can imagine having hell out, but
Life's
obviously
good,
it's very
mate. Life's
unconventional.
good, though.
People are gonna, you know, ask questions and whatnot, right?
I don't know why I've got Bon Jovi.
Really getting carried away.
In my head for that. What's another good song?
Fun indeed. To be honest, the nerves are away in this.
Yes, mate.
Yes to the skullet.
Yes, mate. Yes to the skullet.
So let me know what you guys think about this.
That's the skullet, though. That
legitimate, I say.
But listen,
we can all be there. 1.5 years of growth. We can all be there at the skullet.
Let's get this done.
Right. So look, after my fun little time.
A little bit of
yeah, the top of my head there. Obviously haven't shaved that for so long. So there were a few bumps, a few little cuts and things, but here it is. Pretty much look, the bulk of my hair about to get taken off here. These clippers, I'm still using them. I'm impressed. You know, I'm kind of rocking this once a week buzz style at the moment with the stash, and I'm kind of enjoying it. These clippers made light work of that. You know, again, when you do it yourself, it's not pretty. Like, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be pretty. You're going to have to go over it a few times to make sure it's even. I mean, look at that. What sort of a cut is that? But that's some legitimate, nice hair I've got on the go there. Well, I say nice. There was a lot of, like, skanky product and hairspray in it to do that comb over, but regardless, at this point.
That's so much hair.
The wind is in my sails, and
1.5 years.
yeah, let's just get this done. So here, the rest of it coming off.
Yo!
I don't know what's surprising.
Yeah,
exactly.
that was like the absolute bulk.
It's just weird. It's like, because it's kind of, you know, there's an investment,
That was the
right?
bulk of the hair.
Like I keep saying, there's an investment of time and patience and emotional investment of like pushing past all that discomfort of having this balding hair, and now it's kind of just gone in an instant.
Little
I
Anakin
felt like.
Skywalker, maybe. Hello.
What we're saying to this then, the sort of second out of pocket look.
Cheeky little Padawan.
The
Cheeky
Padawan.
Padawan, anyone?
What are you saying? I did speculate if this could be a genuine look as well. This is what I'm doing here, essentially being like, hang on, let's just have a look at this to see
Mate, what does that
if
look
this
like?
could be, but no. The contrast with the shaved bit and then just into hair is just a little bit too
Padawan on the go, mate. Next thing you know.
too ratty. Do you know what I mean? Like with that contrast,
Can you?
I don't think that could really happen. Although it has been done, but yeah, a bit less of a, even less of a
There you
conventional
go.
look. And just like that, the bulk of it,
The last of it.
aside from the clean-up job, and I just sort of looked like how I looked before, right? Which was kind of weird.
Wow. Just like that.
That's what
Just
I'm
like that I
experiencing
look.
here. Very different to when it started.
Different.
But I
So
remember this guy.
different. No?
I think that's what I was also experiencing. I was like, oh,
Let me get cleaned up.
I remember that look.
Oh, hang on.
I remember. And it was weird to just see it right back there, back.
Straggler.
So yeah, there is a lot of
Wow.
cleanup required here.
Absolute wow, mate.
But you do have to take it in,
Let me,
you know? Even though I'd seen it before.
Let me get cleaned up with
You
the
do have
little
to take it
bits.
in, and I was a bit like, well, now what?
I've gone around a few like spots and bumps.
Moles and that. I've got that lump at the back of my head,
you
which
know,
was
a
again
little
visible. I've
cut
got that
here and
line, like
there,
a new line on the top of
maybe
my
a
head
little
as
bit
well, but
untidy. It's
don't know
pretty
where that
good
came
job.
from, but is what it
Got that
is.
big lump at the back of my head. Showing again, but nothing too crazy. Oh wow, a lot of neck hair hanging on.
Very unkept, because I essentially just didn't touch anything.
Jeez Louise,
Very
guys.
little manscaping
Wow.
had been happening. But I wanted to go a step further. Like, you're going to see it in a minute, right? Obviously, I take
Right.
off the beard,
Guys,
and you'll see it when I shave it
I'm
off.
going a step further.
I do struggle with the beard when it's
Let's
long.
get my combs out
You've heard me say this before, probably, but it gets itchy.
because
You know, I was away in Spain. It was hot. And I thought, come on, let's get a. I just wanted to be
Go
really
shave,
fresh.
baby.
You know, just a totally fresh start.
maybe not completely off. What's that?
Because the
3
beard for me
millimeter.
grows relatively
Number
quickly.
one.
I was
Where's
like,
number two?
I just want a nice, clean, fresh look, and this is one of my favourites we're heading into. One of my favourite looks.
Looks big for a number 2.
Big
Right, number
stash.
2 guard. That's not a number 2. 6 millimeters, 1 to 6.
I don't see the need either for like
10 millimeters.
a dedicated beard trimmer, to be honest. Like, you'll see in a minute where it could make things easier, but do you really need it? I don't think so. So I'm starting conservative here, which I know a lot of people do when they go for their first time head shave. But I was like, right, how much contrast do I want? I mean, that's already taken a significant chunk of beard, but I was like, no, I kind of know my face, and to give my skin a bit of a break again. And
No.
that, it's a little bit red, a little bit flaky. Which
Grade
is
1.
gross, but yeah, I was like, right, let's just go with the grade 1. I'm
Beard.
so glad I did as well. That, like, because my beard's not that, I know it sounds like I'm moaning for no reason, but like, genuinely, my beard is thicker than it ever has been, you know, from my mid-20s, but in terms of beards go, like, it's not the thickest. I don't have that real, like, harsh, dark, dense stubble. So when it's in that, like, it's neither short nor long, like, it's just like an in-between phase beard, right, which is kind of
Yeah,
right
buddy.
there. So I was like, no, let's just take it right down, you know, show more skin in a
Yeah,
sense, to give
buddy.
it contrast to the tash that I'm going to leave.
We're doing it.
and we were certainly doing it. And I felt great, to be honest. I felt great getting this off. I know a lot of people on the main vid were like, oh no, not the beard, not the beard. But dude, beard, like, matter of months, you've got a beard again. Do you know what I mean? Like, my beard, it does go quick. Like, I'm trimming up the beard every week at the moment.
Wow.
You leave that for 3-4 months, you know, I'm right back to that sort of length beard that I had. And it was just good, you know, to feel fresh. I knew I was going to be jumping in the sea, you know, jumping in and out of the shower here while you're on holiday. For, you know, you're going out and you're doing bits like that. And just super fresh, super, super fresh. And even if you're doing it for the first time, right, shaving your head for the very, very first time, that is something you're going to really, really notice. It's like you may as well go all the way, in a sense, and just totally freshen your look up, freshen yourself up, give yourself maximum... What's the word I'm looking for? Maximum convenience.
Right.
You know.
How long?
These are the decisions.
That tash is a bit long, right?
A little
Or
bit
is that
of
a bit
French
of
style.
like,
No? Bit of a French style.
Or is that too much
Wax
tash?
up those corners.
Oh, the decisions, mate.
Nah, a little bit too much, I think. Check out
Oh, the
box.
decisions are hard. I think we'll go grade. We're going to go grade 2 tash.
Sometimes I like to push the boat out though.
Because the tash will grow back, but I do like the look.
Can't lie to you
I
guys.
can't lie and tell you that I don't think that looks good.
Bit of tash
No,
contrast.
I can't lie and say to you that I think that looks bad, because I think that looks good.
So I think this is the only kind of thing
Oh,
with
do I? Is that tonight?
using clippers, right, on the tash is a little bit awkward, but it can be done. And for the sake of like 13 quid, whatever these clippers cost me,
Hang on,
I
let's
was
check
really
the
impressed. Just super
6
basic,
millimeters.
walked into the
Just
shop.
do it, Harry. Just do it.
Yeah, by this point, I'm like done with my silliness.
Oh
and
no!
hesitation. Well, sort of.
Just 10 millimeters.
You know, I'd hesitated on head shave, and then momentum was really... That was something I experienced that was nice. Like, momentum really carried me forward on that, and it did feel like a fresh start. You know, for other things, obviously, my life isn't just hair and balding hair, right? There's other stuff that goes on, that's been going on. And in many ways, you know, both good and bad things, but in many ways this felt like a fresh start, not only on the appearance, but just in like life, dare I say it, you know?
Okay, that's 10 millimeters.
Big project I've been working on
Yes.
for so long with the course.
That
and
is a healthy bit of
definition, mate.
definition, and that's
You know,
just...
This was a project in itself, right? A 1.5-year project. I'd never expected it to go on that long, growing out this hair. And it was nice to kind of see the finish line on this project that I keep calling it. So it was like, for me, it was a lot of these things that have been going on, all sort of wrapping up, and it really did feel like a line in the sand on a lot of those things and a fresh start, which is such a nice
straggling hairlines.
I'm just cleaning up here. But yeah, a really, really nice feeling. And obviously that is
Well,
the same for me here. But also, guys, when they shave it off for the very, very first time.
There
It's
you
an awesome
go.
moment all round, in all honesty, for
There
me.
you go.
Here's the finished look.
Transformation, friends, is complete.
Silly, really, because I didn't get some... I didn't do these shots at the start, but here they are at the end, look.
There it is.
Feels good,
I
you
think
know.
I need to digest this, take this in,
I did, indeed.
and process what's just happened.
And you will
And
too.
I think we will reassess after that.
If you're doing it for the first time, you'll probably feel the
Wouldn't be
same.
fair if I didn't show you
Lots of hair
the
came off.
aftermath.
Shout out to the Airbnb. Hope they weren't too
The hair
scared
and the beard.
of that being in the bin.
Whoa.
Fair amount. Thank goodness it was like tiled
Way
floors
more
and that
than I
as
thought
well
it
for the
would be.
clean up. Made it pretty easy. Shout out the tan lines.
Wild.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, we're going to finish off here with some outside clips. Me heading to the beach.
First few
Sun
moments.
cream galore on the head. Do not forget that. And it was strange, you know, looking at my reflection, but it felt
Weird to
so
see
good,
yourself.
honestly. I felt so good in this moment. Just like I said earlier, like the super fresh start, was like, it's done. You know, even I was building it up to be a big thing because of all these projects I'd had on the go, and I wanted to make sure I captured the moment. And this is an interesting. So I went away with a really good close friend of mine who I hadn't seen for ages, hadn't seen this guy for years, and I was like, right, sneak up and get a reaction. And here was the reaction.
What are you saying, man? What are you saying?
Oh, it's so much better, mate.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Swim?
Swim, and a swim indeed is what was had. But just touching quickly on that reaction, I was like, right, let's get this reaction. Yeah, he's going to be like, whoa, like, oh, mate, that looks so good. Like, that is ridiculous how good that looks, how much better that looks. Or, I can't believe how different it is. He was like, yeah, it looks a lot better. And he was like, all right, sweet. Right, let's go for a swim. So, yeah, a little bit of an anticlimax there, but it was nice to just, you know, be on the beach, or just be out in the world, you know, and swim and jump off the rocks and just a new start, you know, is what it was for me. A new start, the sort of coming together of all these projects I've had on the go recently. And it was like the end of that chapter, and I was excited for the next, you know, chapter, which is kind of what I'm in now. So I wanted to put this together just as a little bit more of, you know, to show you, I don't know, my thoughts on it and a little bit more in depth, because I know there were like some questions coming up in the original video, right, in this kind of short one that I did. But I want to just circle back to the point that I made about this being like a huge moment for me and the channel, and me kind of wanting to say thank you to the guys who had kind of laid this foundation of transformations on the channel. Of course, the physical, like, before and after that you see that we kind of show, awesome, right? It's amazing. It's an amazing part of it. But honestly, like, it's what happens underneath that is even more valuable, right? As valuable as that physical transformation is, everything else that kind of comes with it is phenomenal. And it just brought me back, because I was doing it then, you know, and just even now, thinking, you know, 3 years ago or whenever it was, you know, sat in that flat when I was first beginning this channel, and guys were coming through to share their stories, just with that hope, that like want to pass it on to the next guy, the very same reason why I started the channel, and to see where it's gotten to see like how we've built it, you know, what we've built this into, was really friggin' awesome, you know, like, so that was the best thing about this for me, you know. It was kind of like me getting involved in that, almost like getting involved in what we've built. I know that sounds a bit strange, but, you know, me being able to share this kind of like physical transformation to fit in with everything that we've built here, something like that is what I'm trying to say. But just so good, like, so good. I felt really proud of like everyone that has got involved in Baldcafe to make it into what it is. Even just like the guys who watch kind of like behind the scenes and never comment and never anything like that, just like, thank you for being here, you know, right up to the guys who have got like directly involved, you know, in a huge way by sharing that personal moment. And you know what, long may it continue. This is a fresh start kind of for me, you know, in terms of projects and things like that for Baldcafe. Certainly, you know, we're not finished yet. We've got loads more to do. And you know what? I just want to say thank you. I hope you enjoyed that little moment. I hope you'll continue to get value out of the channel if you need it. And of course, thank you to the guys who are kind of on the other side that still come here to support the whole thing, right? To support the whole thing. When people come through with transformations, or in the comments, when people are like, oh, dude, I'm like struggling with X, Y, and Z, and people will jump in and comment and say, you know, like, try this, or just like support, you know, in some way. So this is awesome. I hope you enjoyed this little director's cut. I'm kind of marking this as kind of the end of that now. You know, that specific hair growth and then all the rest of it. And I look forward to the future. And I hope you do too. So, thank you for watching this video. And I will see you in the next one.